Caroline pedaled up the driveway, looking for a spot to park her bike. Her usual spot was occupied by junk Dad had found at a flea market: tools, flower pots, and an old yellow surfboard.
Caroline!
Dad ran outside, sounding worried.
You're late again. Why didn't you text me?
Caroline sighed.
Relax, Dad. I was just talking to kids from jazz band.
Oh. Do they live in Luna Bay and are they...
Here we go again.
Caroline thought, annoyed. Ever since she'd started middle school, Dad had been questioning her about every aspect of her life. He asked about her friends, her plans, her...
Hey!
Dad's face lit up.
Let's invite your friends to eat with us on Taco Tuesday. Do they like tacos?
No,
Caroline said.
I mean, maybe they like tacos, but I'm not inviting Austin and Betsy over.
Why not?
Because you'll interrogate them.
I promise.
He started, placing a hand over his heart.
No questions. I won't even ask them to pass the hot sauce.
Then you'll find another way to humiliate me, like singing really old songs. So no, absolutely not.
Okay.
Dad mumbled with hurt in his voice. The following week, Caroline stayed after school every day for jazz band, remembering to text Dad. But on Wednesday, when she biked home with Austin, she forgot. Dad was annoyed, but let it go. On Friday, after rehearsal ran late, Caroline pulled out her phone and panicked. Her battery was dead. She looked around, hoping to borrow a phone from her friends, but Betsy and Austin had already left. Finally, she hopped on her bike and breathlessly pedaled home, where she explained what happened.
That's not an excuse.
Dad snapped.
You've been late multiple times without informing me, so from now on, I'm picking you up from rehearsal.
That's totally ridiculous. I'm not in kindergarten.
Caroline persisted and kept arguing, but Dad wouldn't budge. On Saturday, Dad gave Caroline permission to go to Betsy's house before he mysteriously left. After last night's argument, she was still feeling angry at him. Austin was already at Betsy's house when she arrived.
Let's go down to Luna Beach,
he said. A few minutes later, they reached the ocean. The blue water glistened in the sunlight, and tall waves curled toward the shore. Surfers in wetsuits were out in the water, struggling to stand on their boards, while an instructor bellowed tips.
Whoa!
Austin said as a huge wave tossed a man off his board.
That dude had a spectacular wipeout.
Caroline watched the surfer climb back on his yellow board. As he started paddling, she gasped.
That's my father!
Betsy laughed. Your dad takes surfing lessons?
Apparently.
Caroline stiffened, waiting for her friends to poke fun at her dad, but instead, they sounded impressed.
Awesome,
Austin said. He's got guts, Betsy said. Caroline shook her head, still unable to comprehend what she was seeing.
Do you guys mind if we get out of here?
That night at dinner, the air still felt tense. Caroline stayed quiet as Dad passed the potatoes.
How was your afternoon?
Caroline pushed some peas around.
Betsy lives near the ocean, so we walked to Luna Beach and...
She glanced up, inhaling sharply before blurting out.
We watched some surfers and I saw you!
Dad nearly dropped his fork.
Why didn't you tell me about the surfing lessons?
He hung his head.
It sounds dumb, but I was too embarrassed. I wanted to feel confident that I could actually surf first.
He sighed.
I didn't want to talk about it until I was ready.
Caroline nodded slowly.
I get it, because sometimes I don't feel like talking about stuff either. But you keep asking.
Too many questions.
Dad jumped in.
I've been thinking. You can ride your bike home from rehearsal. And from now on, I'll try to give you some space when you don't feel like talking.
He cast a hopeful look at her.
It might help if I could meet your new friends.
Well, guess what? They want to meet you too.
Huh?
This time, Dad did drop his fork. Caroline grinned.
They think it's cool you're a surfer. So I invited them to Taco Tuesday.